70 classic Grand Prix is go. What is beautiful about this event, as we watch the opening lap, is have 20 cars, 2 classes. Class 1 is from 1988 till 1996, and Class 2 is from 1998 till 2010. All I can say, it feels good to kind of race in the car that I began my Formula One journey with all the way back in the 1992 season. The 1992 Williams was considered the most advanced Formula One car ever made, and it was only just legal, although there's still some debate about that. So, as I say, I made my debut in 1992 in this car at one of my other home circuits, Kyalami in South Africa, and I'm kind of doing another home circuit in this car all these many years later in 2020 at Zandvoort. Now, none of these cars have ever competed, at least in the World Championship at Zandvoort, so this is their first time as well. So at the moment I'm holding 4th place. I had a decent start, was a bit cautious. I have the 1994 and the 1995 Benetton ahead of me. And what's beautiful about these cars, it is always Sparks mode on. As we begin the 3rd lap. Now, as advanced as this car was in its day, by 1994 and 1995, Formula One had changed a lot, and it does take some doing to keep up with cars from that era, but I did my best. I'm leaving the older cars behind, while, yeah, as expected, the newer cars will do it better. As we look at a beautiful overhead shot, absolutely packed here at Zandvoort. Have a bit of dark weather, but as they say, the sun will shine again. So on to lap 4. The thing I absolutely love about these old cars is there's no DRS, no gimmicks. It is straight up racing. But the way modern Formula One cars have been designed, if you don't have DRS to give you a bit of a speed boost, then you are not going to see much overtaking. So it is how it is. So onto lap 5, onto the main straight and into one of the most fun corners for me, the Tarzan corner, or as we call it over here, Tarzan bocht. And this is also fun if you get this section nailed down. Absolutely love this downhill section as well. Zandvoort is still a genuine old school racing circuit. It has been made a lot shorter compared to how it was back in the 80s, when in 1985 Niki Lauda won the race, and it was not until all these many decades later that Zandvoort is back. So it's one of the best circuits in the world. It's one of my, well, I have to have a top 5, it would be in the top 5 as we begin lap number 6. Nicely through the Hans Ernst chicane, and then onto the final corner, the banking, a bit of IndyCar type action, and onto lap 7 of 36. number 8. That is ideally the best line is to take that corner high. It's not always easy to do that, but it's kind of the quickest way. Pushing a bit hard, one wheel on the grass, but no harm, no foul. That's all good. And we are beginning to see blue flags being signaled, which means the faster car is coming up shortly to lap me. But that is of course also expected when you have multi-class racing, because of course the newer generation cars is going to be faster than the older gen cars as well. So Formula 1 never stays the same. What is the fastest and most dominant, unbeatable car ever, at least at that time, becomes less so with the passage of time. So, and yeah, 1992 is a long time ago. But they are a bit overexcited, overeager with the blue flags, because I'm not going that slow that you have to tell me that there's a blue flag coming up. So I'll just check my methods, and as always listen to my race engineer when somebody's close enough to let them by. But I am beginning to see somebody, and as I say, it's beautiful to see all of the history of Formula 1 from 1988 to 2010 all on track at once. So that's cool. Don't know what the waved yellows were for, but that was for somebody who retired. So we are under a virtual safety car, so no need for a full safety car, so it was not as bad as all that. But it's still waved yellows a bit, and we are going again full speed. So good job by the organizers, by the marshals, to get that sorted. And well, coming up behind me to lap me in a higher class car is the 2009 Braun GP, a team that at the beginning of the 2009 season did not even exist, and only barely made it into the championship in time. And for a new team, not much was expected, especially for a team that was put together so quickly. But that is indeed the car that Jenson Button won the 2009 World Championship with. If ever there was fairy tale season of Cinderella winning the game of life, if you will. The 2009 season was for sure the year of that. But don't take anything away from Ross Brawn, the team director and designer. He was one of the key figures in the success and domination of Michael Schumacher with Ferrari. So it's not overly a shock, but for a new team it is quite unheard of. That was, I believe, the 2007 Ferrari, and looked like the 2010 Red Bull that Sebastian Vettel also went on to dominate for 4 seasons in Formula One. And the other car seems to be the 2010 McLaren. And we are on lap 11, I believe. So there is a total of 36 laps, but obviously sticking with my car, it's not going to be 36 laps because I have been lapped. But class 1 cars, so letting someone else by. And it also looks like a 2010 car, a 2010 Ferrari, I would say. So lap 12, just absolutely love that Sparks mode is always on. So pushing a bit way too much there, pushing my luck. But yeah, thankfully it's one of the easier cars to drive because it was such an advanced car. So in that instance, able to keep it on the black stuff, because the dunes are never too far away at Zandvoort. Absolutely beautiful circuit. The atmosphere is like no other. If you can only go to one race as we begin lap 13, then if you like a party atmosphere, the festive atmosphere, it is certainly an awesome circuit to go to and an awesome event. But yeah, tickets are always tough to come by. overhead shot of the main pavilion and the pits as we embark on lap 14. Get again some beautiful overhead helicopter shots. And lap 15, there's some fast oncoming guys. That is looking like 2003 Williams, and yeah, a bit too over-eager and impatient there. Always make space, but the guys have to be a bit more awake and more patient than that. So that could easily have spoiled my race as well. That is, I believe, a 2006 or 2008 McLaren with the super shiny livery, and that is a self-inflicted injury, having to pit early, unless it is about in the pit stop window. But yeah, he did make for himself a longer pit stop than needed, because he will have to have a new nose. That is what you call cutting your nose to spite your face, and that's kind of what he did there. Another lap 17, as we see some activity in the pit lane. So that it is that time. A beautiful onboard shot. Compared to modern cars, it was very, very open, and even though I I find these, especially the early 1990s Formula One cars, beautiful. And it has to be said that as far as safety is concerned, the modern changes that have been made with the halo, it has saved quite a few people, and that is good to see. As the Vodafone McLaren puts a lap on me. And I believe it will be lap 18 now or so, as I'm making my pit stop. Luckily no serious damage, so that went like clockwork. I cannot ask for a much better pit stop than that. It's always a bit risky with the pit exit here at Zandvoort. It's actually quite a small area, and to fit all of this into it is a job well done, but yeah, you have to have your wits about you when you exit the pit lane, and luckily I did. So we have some new tires. Takes a bit of getting used to the slightly new handling as the tires warm up and get to their optimum performance. So yeah. And then, for whoever is still counting, this is lap 19. F170 Classic Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, Netherlands. There you can clearly see the marks on the side where there was a bit of a scuffle with the BMW Williams, and yeah, you don't get very far in Formula One if you are impatient, and he certainly has spoiled it for himself and almost for me, but yeah, I'll spoil my own race, thank you very much. So we have again somebody who is very impatient. Anybody who has raced with me in the past knows that I give space if you just wait for it. But that's what you get. There's the 2010 Red Bull. Is he going to be impatient as well? He's kind of waiting his turn. Very good. So at least somebody got their F1 Super license at the academy and not in a lucky packet. So that's good to see. Also beautiful to see is we are getting a bit of sunshine after the very gloomy looking atmosphere, so it's good to get a bit of sunshine as well. It's not much, it's very cloudy, but at least there is some sunshine to enjoy. Sand, sea and sun. So that's what Zandvoort is about as well. And lap 22 is underway. And still all this time holding on to a solid 4th place out of 10, as each class has 10 competitors. Third lap, and will the 2010 McLaren spoil his race again by hitting me? He does not. As I say, I will give space if there is space. I'm not gonna give space in the middle of a fast corner. That's not wise. No. Still pushing as hard as I can, and well, it's not the most neat way to do it. Putting a wheel or wheels on the dirt, it at least shows that even though there is not really that much of a chance to catch newer generation cars, I'm still pushing. some sort of an incident with the virtual safety car here on lap 24, soon to be lap 25. So you do have to back off a bit, even though it's not like a normal safety car where you have to completely go super slowly, but you must stay within a certain limit, as it is indeed now lap 25. So nice to see these cars have their moment in the sun again. And it is lap 26. And this is what I consider to be recklessly stupid. When you make way the one way to let the guy pass, and then he goes the other way, and yeah, that's how shit happens. But luckily it did not. I believe it's now lap 27 or 26, I don't know. I was a bit upset with that series of events, as once again I get lapped by the 2009 Braun GP. Go past. Thank you for your consideration and cooperation. Just listen to that crowd, that sea of orange all around the circuit. It's amazing. Even though the cheering is not so much for me, but it's still awesome to see and experience. Oh, that is a classic mistake. Do not use the curbs as too much. Keep yourself out of the way. Hopefully nobody hits me, so at least they are awake enough to not do that. And because of that, I did lose my 4th place, so I'm 5th, and I can absolutely take my leg and kick my own butt. And that could have gone far worse, but luckily cooler heads prevailed. And there is here a bit of an opportunist move as the 1991 Jordan overtakes me. He is actually a lap behind, so at some point I lapped him, as I am overall in 14th position out of 20 at this point, and he is 19th. Thus he is actually a lap behind, so making his move to unlap himself, which is not a sin in and of itself, but yeah, showing off a little bit. But well, the 7-Up Jordan of 1991, the car that Michael Schumacher made his debut with in Formula 1, it's a beautiful car, and yeah, I do like 7-Up. They're not sponsoring me, but if you want to, I'm available, give me a call. So, how is that for a brain dead moment? Almost causing me to go into the back of him. So that's not nice, man. It's nice to let the faster class cars go by, but man, you must not go out of your way that much. So now I will see to keep him behind me, which will not be tough to do. The 1991 Williams, no, sorry, the 1991 Jordan was one of the slowest cars in Formula 1, so it was a new team at the time as well, so it's to be kind of expected. And yeah, but I'll be seeing to put as much daylight as possible between me and him. So yes, talking about performance difference, it is so that it does not really make for a close and exciting, lots of overtaking racing, because the difference between the cars are just so much. We will also be having a Formula 2 race as well, and what is good about that is all the cars are, except for sponsorships and team names kind of exactly the same chassis, the same engine, the same everything. So it should make for a more exciting race. Hopefully it will be a much tougher one, because even just having a hiccup at the wrong moment or batting your eyelid one too many times, you can be overtaken. So yeah. So I believe it is now lap 31. So we should be close to the finish. Absolutely beautiful with the dunes. Gotta love it. And there is the checkered flag. The F-170 classic Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort is in the books. Thank you very much for joining me. And do tune in for the F2 race and also the F1. Thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure commentating on this and driving the car that I began my F1 journey with. So there's the results once more. In Class 2, good win for local driver Ruben Meyer in the 1998 McLaren. Pretty much the top of the class, and yeah, you have the other cars. So in Class 1 you have Noah Visser in the 2009 Braun GP, also not that much of a surprise that he would be winning. And then overall, Noah Visser is the overall winner, and Ruben Meyer was 11th, so as expected. Class 1 is 10th, I believe, and only DNF was in fact Peter Belousov in the 1988 McLaren, the oldest car in the field. And that's good. I was overall 15th, but yeah, I did move in the wrong direction of the leaderboard. And just as an additional bonus, let's look at some quick highlights. Thank you for joining me. And there is the start again. We're all the way good and clean, and yeah, that's good to see. In the middle of the pack as well, that yeah, managing to survive. At this point, I know I'm not going to match the two Benettons, the 1994 and 1995 Benettons in the 1992 Williams. So instead of banging wheels, just let them go and see how it develops. So at this point, still keeping them in sight, but yeah, keeping up that pace. Stuff. There is the 2003 Williams spoiling his own, cutting his own nose to spite his own face. So, and then the McLaren does the same. Lovely slow motion shot, and there is the checkered flag for you. That's it from me. Thank you very much for joining. See you again in the next one. F2.